guys, this is Tarot with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and today I'm excited, as always, to do a review of the Witch's Moon, and this is for the month of February 2020. So let's go ahead and take a look. Yay! So the theme for this month is called Witch in the Woods, which I'm like, okay, play on words. Yes, which is which. Yes, so obviously already starting out very excited without even seeing what items were inside the box. But let's take a look at the opener here. It says, nature plays a wonderful role in the magic that we work with each day for every ritual. Relying on the natural energies from the earth and the gifts that she bears, we are able to make real and raw change happen within our environment and sacred spaces. We are truly blessed to be given the knowledge of herbal witchcraft from our ancestors that is commonly less accessible and holds within them the wonders of occult powers. In this extremely exclusive collection, we work with these natural powers using tools that have been custom made for this very box. And of course, they always say that, everybody's practice is unique and individual, and so you use the tools however you see fit. Of course, they always make suggestions. All right, so let's take a look at the first thing. Yay! Oh my gosh, yes, a full-on book. They have a full-on gilded, beautiful book already. Yes, don't judge a book by its cover, but the cover is gorgeous, and the inside is phenomenal. So it's beautiful inside and out. But what they had to say is, this is the exclusive Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs by Scott Cunningham. The Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs was created exclusively for the Witch's Moon, whoop, whoop, making these very limited books the only hardcover and gilded version ever to be created. How freaking cool. It says a gold ribbon bookmarker has been included within the binding of this book to help you save needed information for future reference. Upon opening the book to the very first page, you will see a message that we have included to reflect our very intentions. So it talks a little bit about the author, background, how you could use this book as a source within your practice. So let's actually take a look at this. That very first page, whoop, having a bit of focusing issue. All right, it says, may the gift of Gaia bring true strength and potency to your craft. Blessed be the Witch's Moon. Oh my gosh. Look in here, you guys. I've already flipped through this. I'm already like in love. I mean, I have so many herbal books. This is going to be an excellent addition. I love it. I love it so much. Oh my gosh, like, really? How do they even do that? I mean, I know it fit in the box, but like, really? This is so awesome. Okay, but then, check this out. They also have a handcrafted book stand. For real. For real. So not only do you have this very special exclusive book for this subscription box, but you also have a little book stand so that you can do whatever it is that you need to do without having to, look over. This is already raised up, so you could do what you need to do, like underneath, and just, oh my gosh. So anyway, let me read what it has to say about this. It says, this beautifully hand-carved book stand is a wonderful addition to your altar or working ritual space. Inspired by nature, the book stand brings with it the aid of earth energies to your work. These many book stands, very similar to the ones that have been included within this collection, to hold your book of shadows so that we can easily recite incantations or simply read aloud our intention. And it talks a little bit more about it, but let me bring it in just so you guys can see how freaking awesome this is. I'm just trying to get the light to catch a lot of the carvings and markings. Oh my gosh, this is so magical. I'm probably pretty nerdy, but I've always wanted a book stand. They've also included a set of 5 exclusive poisonous herbal grimoire pages. It says they're thrilled to be able to include this within the box for this very special collection. These wonderful reference pages will not be available for purchase on their moon market. And of course, the original artwork and all the information on here is by the lovely A.E. Alden. So they have Mandrake, and of course it's got a bunch of information on here. We have Wolfsbane, Belladonna, Foxglove, Datura. I mean, I've said numerous times, I sound like a broken record, but I always feel like the artwork is not only beautiful, but it's functional. There's a lot of information. So of course you could, put this within your own book of shadows. You could place these individually on your altar. You can hang them up around the house. It's totally up to you. I was just like, wow, really? Like, this is so... Every month they amaze me. And I love it that these items are actually items I get to use in my practice. It's not just like a bunch of pretty stuff that, you get in some subscription box. Like, no, this is real stuff that you get to use, that you can really incorporate in your practice. And it's very powerful and it's very magical. And yes, on top of it all, it is beautiful. So, yeah, I'm super excited about that. We also have, of course, herbs within this particular box, but I was reading and it says to honor Scott Cunningham, they've referenced the Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs for these following 3 entries. So, they always write a little bit of information about their herbs. So the information that they pulled from comes directly from this book. So it says that they have a snakebite herb, mandrake herb, and skullcap. So snakebite or plantain holds the magical powers to heal, strengthen, protect, and repel snakes. These snakes can take many forms other than a snake that is found in nature. And it talks a little bit more about that, of course, referenced from the book. Mandrake herb, also poisonous, do not consume. A whole mandrake root placed on the mantle in the home will give the house protection, fertility, and prosperity. And by the way, for all 3 herbs, it does say like what gender it represents, the planet, the element, the deity, and other magical powers. For skullcap herb, it says skullcap is used in spells of relaxation and peace. A woman who wears skullcap protects her husband against the charms of other women. Ooh la la. And how apropos during the month of love. We don't want people be taken as significant others, but like if you're worried about that, you probably have bigger problems. All right, so yeah, super excited. I mean, I have so many herbs and I love to make teas. Obviously, a lot of these are not going to be used for teas because they are poisonous. So they're going to be used in a different form of spell working. They also have this beautiful hand-rolled and anointed Gift of Gaia spell candle with spell incantation and artwork, of course, by the wonderful people over at the Witch's Moon. It says, we have hand-rolled and anointed this candle with the intention of honoring the gift of Gaia and that indescribable beauty and protection that is provided from the herbs, fruits, and roots that she bears for us. The incantation that accompanies this spell candle has been created as a piece of artwork that can be placed within your Book of Shadows. So, like I said, also created by A.E. Alden. And it talks a little bit about the incantation itself and the candle and kind of what went into it. So they have enchanted this with their Earth Elixir Magical Anointing Oil from their personal cabinet of witchery. And they do remind you to never leave an open flame unattended. Just FYI. So, yes, so gorgeous. I love hand-rolled candles. So awesome. Woo! They also have their Nurture Magical Anointing Oil. We've created this magical anointing oil with the intention of nurturing your energy with earthly abundance. This specific energy is based on the protective and healing properties that are provided through the grounded energy of the earth. It says maybe how you could use this oil, but of course it's always up to you. Inside they've enchanted it with cedarwood, chamomile, almond, and green tea oils, and have included chamomile, lavender, and green tea leaves as well inside. There's also a little Lemurian mini quartz. So let's actually take a little sniffy. I know we don't have the smell-o-vision, so I gotta describe it for you guys. This is like a kind of like a early morning. It's misty, still a little damp outside in the woods, but it has this sweetness to it. That's the best way I can describe it, is like kind of that wet soil, damp, foresty smell, which I love, by the way. Like, I am addicted to that smell, but backed up with that sweetness. Like, almost as if you're being surrounded by the fae in the forest. That's kind of what I have coming to mind, so it's pretty awesome. They also have their Great Giver Sacred Salt. The Great Giver Sacred Salt was created with the intention of easing your energies into a grounded and protective state. So it talks about how you could utilize this sacred salt. They have enchanted it with sandalwood, cedarwood, and white tea oils, as well as poppy, oak, willow, and skullcap leaves, and a special mixture of their grounded goddess magical oil from their personal cabinet of witchery. All right, so I haven't opened it yet, obviously, as you can see. So I'm going to open it. Oh, hey, Loki. The Lokester has decided to join us. So that I could give this a little sniff. And so you guys could take a little look inside there. All right, so let's give this a sniff. Ah, yes. That's, to me, smells like the transition from winter to spring. I don't know how to describe that. That's just what it smells like. So that definitely would help me ground. So if you don't have a bathtub where you can't pour these beautiful salts in it, they give you several other ideas. One of them is to put it in, pour a little bit of it in a sachet and hang it from your shower head, so you can still, surround yourself with the aroma. You can pour it into a bowl full of warm water. While you're in the shower, pour it over yourself. You could do like I do, where I sprinkle some on the floor of my shower, and then I can step on it while I take my shower. We also have the Amidst the Fog ritual incense sticks. The powerful incense was included within this collection to be burned during times of stress and anxiety. As you light this incense and allow the smoke to waft through your surroundings, allow its energy to place you in a wonderfully protective state of mind. Know that amidst these fogs, you are in the presence of magic and possibility. This is going to come in quite handy, as it is a very stressful time. So I will try to use these sparingly. What they also include is a personal oracle card reading, and that's something that I think is very special and unique to this box, is that yes, they fill it with a lot of beautiful magical items, as you can see back here, and they're filled with intention and all of that, but the fact that they sit and meditate on each person's box before it gets sent out, and they pull a card for you, to me is very magical. And so then they ask you just to sit with the message of the card and see what kind of comes through for you. This particular card comes from the Hedge Witch Botanical Oracle deck by Ciolo Thompson, and I do have this deck, so I smiled when I opened it. I was like, oh my gosh, I have this deck. But there's the beautiful backing of the cards. And this is Dandelion Terexum Officinale Humility. So the message there is pretty cool, but and I understand it. But what I also think is unique is the past week or so, I've been seeing things with my name in it, where it's like, hello, take notice. I'm like, okay, I'm listening. How cool is that? And finally, the Witch's Moon always gives us a piece of blank parchment paper, so we could write down our intentions, write down a spell, whatever it is that we want to use this paper for. And since it's really nice paper, I think it works really well to enhance the feelings of magic as you're writing stuff down. So, I always write down my stuff every month, and then I burn it at the end of the month because I like to work with fire and all of that. So, anyway, that is it from me, you spiritual homies. I hope you enjoyed this kind of look through of the Witch's Moon box, and let me know if you ever have any questions about it, if you have this box or you are looking to subscribe, you can always ask me questions, leave comments. I have mentioned before that, you know, you don't have to subscribe to a box like this or buy fancy things in order to, you know, have a magical practice or to be considered a witch, you know, male or female. It's basically a witch utilizes his or her surroundings, anything that you have at your disposal, anything you have already laying around the house, and you just work with it, or anything that is around where you live. You know, not all of us are witches in the woods, although I think many of us would like to be. Many of us are witches in the city or witches in a condominium complex, you know, so you just have to utilize your surroundings. But if you have the resources to be able to subscribe to something like this and, you know, gain a few extra magical items, you know, created by wonderful witches just like you, then I would say go ahead and give the Witch's Moon a try. I will put a link down below. They have 2 other subscription boxes, their Bounty box and their Roots box, which are also awesome. So yeah, definitely check it out. And I know they do ship international. It's just since they are a little independent company, shipping I think does get a little cray shipping international, but they're not making any money off the shipping. They're just like charging whatever the shipping is, you know. So anyway, that's it for me, spiritual homies. If you would like to catch a reading from me, head over to www.kittenswaitsandtarot.com, where you can not only take a look at all my wonderful readings, but I have other offerings like my salves, I have room and body sprays, I have bracelets, handmade bracelets, and a few other items. And also, there's a link to sign up for my newsletter if you're interested. I just revamped my newsletter, and everybody seems to really be liking it. It's a little more witchy. I want to include more of a DIY and you know, spells, like personal spells, you know, in my newsletters, as well as books I'm reading, teas I'm drinking, herbs that I'm utilizing for the month, decks that I'm using, and lots of other information. So if you're interested, it's like free to sign up. It's just a free newsletter. I only, you know, hit your inbox once a month. You know, I'm not spammy. I don't like being spammed, so I don't like spamming other people. So, so yeah, you could definitely sign up for the newsletter. And if you want to send a little of my way, maybe a little bit of tea money, think about joining my Patreon group over at patreon.com/kittenswaitsandtarot. For the whole month of February, I moved everybody up a tier so they can check out like some of the other things that I have to offer. So I actually have a live chat that I'm doing today. So everybody who is part of my crystal tier gets to move up and join the live chat today, where we're going to be doing a magical spell on bringing out our inner beauty to not only make us feel sexy, but for other people to see us as the sexy beings that we are. And then that's it. So, all right. So I will catch you spiritual homies later. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out.